Okay, thank God it's Friday, and I know it's been super busy for some, and it's been pretty splendid for others. While some are still trying to round up their schedule for today, it's a great pleasure to have you all on board for this special event. So this is a collaborative image of nursing virtual webinar that aims to sensitize and train Nigerian nurses on the image of nursing. This event is themed Image of Nursing, a state of emergency. That's with a question mark. So this isn't, the usual talk and no result event. This hopes to be a result-oriented event, and it's being put together by the West African College of Nurses, Inspire Nurses Network Africa, Nurse on Purpose, and the Truth About Nursing. The official partner is the National Association of Nigerian Nurses in North America, and this program is probably supported by the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, Professional Association of Public Health Nurses of Nigeria, the Nigerian Universities Nursing Students Association, the National Association of Nigerian Student Nurses and Midwives. This event is powered by the Coalition of Better Understanding of Nurses, and the official media sponsor is the Nurses on Air Foundation. My name is Bilkis Adeleye, a board member of the Inspire Nurses Network Africa, one of the organizers of this event, and I'll be moderating the introductory session for today. Please kindly mute yourself so that there will be decorum for this event. Please kindly mute yourself. So before we go into the event proper, I would like us to, recite the Nurses Anthem together. And before that, kindly give me a second to share the
Please, ma,
lyrics
just
so that
mute
we can all
everybody, ma.
recite
Please,
together.
I think they should just mute everybody. Some people are just talking underneath and making noise.
So while this is going, I will also play a background so that it will be easy for everyone to follow, but we should look at the lyrics too. Okay, excellent. Thank you for listening to that. And I know that if we look at the words in the anthem, they are quite inspiring, but the public, are they really aware of all this? And do they know that this actually exists in nursing with all this that we have seen? So moving forward, we all know that the image of nursing in itself impacts the way the public views nursing and the profession in itself. We also know that, the image of the profession also impacts our relationship with others. I mean, including other healthcare professionals. In fact, government agencies and all levels of legislations are also affected about this image, because when you go to your councillors at the local government level, when you go to the House of Assembly, State House of Assembly, and all the likes, we all know the way we are viewed when we introduce ourselves as nurses. Another impact is the relationship it has with even our friends and our families. We know that funding for research, funding for education has greatly been impacted and affected by the image that the public have about the profession in itself. And we should also not forget that the view that the professional image has have been impacted on the psyche of even nurses themselves. We're talking about the self-esteem. You're talking about, low morale. You're talking about not being able to proudly say, I'm a nurse. So when I was going through, image of nursing on the internet, I came across a Limpicot article that said that we cannot expect outsiders to be the guardians of our visibility and access to public media and health policy. But we must develop the skills of presenting ourselves in and to the media. And we have to take responsibility for moving from silence to voice. Please, can we mute ourselves? There are so many interruptions. If the host can mute, that would be fine. Okay, great. So we are moving from silence to voice, and that is why we are here today. This program is aimed at sensitizing and training nurses on the image of nursing, and it's going to be a 3-day event. Today is day 1, the 7th of August, Friday, 2020. So today we are going to be hearing from the West African College of Nurses. We are going to be hearing from the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. We are going to be hearing from the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, the Federal Ministry of Health, the National Association of Nigerian Nurses in North America. And we are also going to be taking ourselves through a SWOT analysis on how bad the image of nursing is currently in Nigeria. I'm sure we don't want to miss that. Moving forward, tomorrow is day 2. That's Saturday. There's going to be a special training session on the image of nursing. And we are going to be having trainers with practical experiences on the image of nursing rebranding. And day 3 is going to be highly impactful as well. We are going to be featuring nursing academia. We're going to be featuring nursing students as they discuss their experiences. And then we are going to be having interactive sessions. There's going to be an interactive session today as well. So moving forward, without taking much of our time, I'm going to introduce our host for today. She's a nurse par excellence. She has been a voice in nursing, and most of us see her as our mentor. She's the Assistant Director, Lagos State Ministry of Health. She's a fellow West African College of Nursing. She's also a fellow Chartered Institute of Management consultant. She's a registered nurse, a registered midwife. She's a registered orthopedic nurse and also a clinical nurse administrator. She has been an advocate for positive nursing image, and she's also a radio commentator on in the same field. The member Nurse Leaders Forum of Lagos State. She's also a zonal coordinator, MCPDP. And in the West African College of Nursing, okay, I think I was muted at some point, but I was introducing the host for today. Please, can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I have to mute everyone.
Okay, so at what point did I stop communicating?
You can continue from where you stopped.
Right, so yeah, I was introducing the host for today, Mrs. Shola Aketi. She's the current Vice President the fellow, she's a fellow West African College of Nursing, and she's current Vice President West African College of Nursing as well. Please give a welcome to Mrs. Shola Aketi as she joins us today as the host and give us a welcome address. Please go ahead, ma'am. Can you unmute her, please? Yeah, please go ahead, ma'am.
Bilikis, good evening, everybody. Bilikis, it's an opportunity for me to meet with you again on this platform.
Thank you, ma'am.
I say good evening once again to everybody, all my leaders in the house. In fact, I was taken aback with what I saw. At about 6:51, we have about 55 people already registered on this line. And we projected about 500, but to my amazement, we're already getting 1,000 plus. I must start this opening session with this encouraging words that tonight you all made it, and we are all going to make it to the end. I welcome everybody to this platform, and to surprise us at the right time, we invite our Madam President. Welcome to this and a very important event. History is being made today in our profession. Nursing, as we all know, is to care for everybody, irrespective. Caring is our hallmark. Nursing image is very, very important for nursing profession, and it is the way the profession appears to others that the gender properly perceives you. Thus, the most important thing in life is for the image to influence people around you, nursing inclusive. And I said, nursing educates every other person around him or her in order to have the best and a well-being. A healthy nation is a wealthy nation. Example is what we are all witnessing concerning the pandemic that has taken us off our feet. It's a small rocket. It's a rocket in a small island that has pushed everybody into an ocean. So everybody is now swimming to come out of it. So nursing image needs to come out in a positive way. Like the moderator said during the presentation, precisely like I was discussing with one of the organizers tonight, and we are now thinking of the way forward. That we do a lot. Nurses play a lot. They play a significant role in ensuring that the life of the citizen is being preserved. But what do we get in return? So we now look inwards. What is our outlook? What does it look like to the entire generation or public where we find ourselves? The community where we serve, did they even appreciate us the way we have been appreciated? And I'm happy for a time has really come for us to demonstrate and think together. How do we mitigate against this perception that is not positive and encouraging to most of us? Without wasting more time, I must tell us that for us to have a project, a well-presented project to the entire facility or community you find yourself, you must maintain a professional image. A professional image that will showcase you of whom you are. You will get the nursing story into the media. Let them know who we are, as well as become a community notable leader. Notable, I say, because we do take some responsibilities that are supposed to have been given some credence to, but unfortunately, people use inductive generalization to say, oh, this is the way they behave. So without much ado, I conclude by saying, to improve our public image and to maintain a stronger position in healthcare organization, nurses need to increase their visibility. And this will only be realized by ongoing education, and you are transforming the education to the care we are given to our immediate environment, even beyond. And a challenging work environment to find ourselves should not discourage us, rather should be a good medium to project ourselves positively to the entire world. I hereby say on this note, I welcome everybody Madam President in the house, we welcome you. You are recognized. At the right time, the chairman of this committee will call you to come and give your opening, to give your address. On this note, I hand over the committee chair of this particular event to take over in person of Dr. Comfort Ekanem. Once again, you're all welcome this night. Over.
Thank you so much, Ma. Hello, Ma. Before Dr. Mrs. Comfort go ahead, I would like to give a little brief about her so that, we can understand more of her worth. Dr. Mrs. Comfort Ekanem was born on 14th August 1967. She's a nurse by excellence and a knowledge resource. She was the head of department, or she is the head of department, clinical governance, Servicom, and e-health, Ministry of Health Headquarters, Calabar, Cross River State. She's a member, Cross River State Ministry of Health Management Team. She coordinated and facilitated the development of Cross River State Health Policy and State Strategic Health Development Plan. She's also the Secretary, Cross River State Health Research Ethics, the Chairman, Education, Research and Standard Committee of National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, Cross River State. This is her second tenure. She's also the Chairman, Faculty of Administration, Management and Education, West African College of Nursing, Nigeria Chapter. She's the co-chair, Okay, I think somebody muted me again. How will I know where I stopped now? Oh, okay, please, where did I stop? The host. Hello, can anyone hear me, please?
Yes, everyone can hear you.
Yes,
Yeah,
just
so,
invite her to speak.
Right, please, ma, go ahead, ma.
Okay. Good
Thank you
evening,
so much,
everyone.
Good evening,
My name
ma.
is Dr. Mrs. Ekanem, Comfort Ekanem. I'm the chairman of the Nurses Image Rebranding. This meeting is very interesting, and I've seen it in the attendance. The goal for today is to strategically dissect the problem of the image of nursing, and also for us to innovate result-oriented solutions from different angles. So the strategic approach we really need here today is to teach the younger generation of nurses on how to explore alternative solutions to the image of nursing. And we are saying that in this meeting, we are going to use the SWOT analysis in our conversation. We're going to look at our strengths, our weakness, our opportunities and threats, and the panelists will handle that. So I want to say that it is really expedient for us as nurses to redeem the image of nursing profession. Nobody, no other profession will come and do it for us. It is you and I that must redeem, rebrand the image of nursing. It starts with us. That's why we are saying this rebranding. We are starting inward. We are starting internally, so before we go outward. So at this juncture, I want to invite the Madam President of the West African College of Nursing, the woman that the cap fits, the woman that is piloting the affairs of this college in the entire West African sub-region, to give her address. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, ma.
Madam President, ma, please, you have the floor now. Over to you. Aketi, is Madam President in the house? Hello, Aketi? Hello, Aketi.
Please, can the host unmute Mrs. Aketi, please?
I've sent a message for her to unmute herself.
Okay, thank you.
I spoke, Madam President is in the house. I spoke with her a while ago, and she confirmed her inclusion. Possibly you go to the next line whenever she comes around. I'm going to talk to her directly. Whenever she comes to the platform, we give her the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you for the update, ma. Okay, so while we wait for Madam President of the West African College of Nursing, we'll move ahead to the goodwill messages from our dear Secretary General, Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, Alhaji Abubakar Umar Farouk, also a fellow West African College of Nursing. Please, do we have him on the line now, host? Do we have the registrar now? Okay, I understand he will be praying since this is 7 p.m. So probably after prayers, he will be joining us. So moving ahead now, we'll go to our dear national president, Alhaji Comrade Adeniji AA, popularly known as Triple A, the national president, National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives. Alhaji, you have the floor, sir, because I saw him earlier. Please, can we have Alhaji now?
I don't think Alhaji is on board again.
Okay, so I guess the Muslims will have to pray now. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Madam
Go
President
ahead,
is in, but kindly unmute her. Kindly unmute her. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. Please unmute Madam President, host.
What's her name on the page?
It's Professor Wari Gaye. Professor Oware Fosina Gaye. Professor Faustina Owaregwaye, G-Y-E-K-Y-E.
Jechi.
Yeah.
Can I go on?
Please do.
Madam Vice President, Executive,
Yes, ma'am.
Executives, Fellows of WACAN, distinguished guests, and invited guests. It is with much pleasure that I send you greetings from Ghana. Let me congratulate the organizers of this meeting for their foresight. The professional nursing and midwifery image continues to be a major challenge for all nurses and midwives, individually and collectively. The nursing and midwifery professions face some difficult issues and challenges as they relate to image building. Many of these controversies must first be addressed and settled within nursing and midwifery communities. Nurses and midwives need to assume responsibility and accountability for their professional image. The nursing and midwifery services should provide comprehensive and scientific care to their clients using care plan or photograph, if it is midwifery, to identify the physical, social, psychological, economic, and spiritual needs of their clients and plan the care accordingly, thus improving the image of the nurse and the midwife. Emergencies are situations that arise suddenly and threaten the life or welfare of a person or a group of people. Emergencies may occur as a result of natural disaster or medical crisis, as we are having it now on our hand. Thus, there is the need for advanced preparation due to the unpredictable nature of accidents and emergencies, so that you are overwhelmed when they occur. Nursing and midwifery practitioners need to manage emergency adequately, provide emotional support to victims and families, as well as appropriate care during transportation of referred cases. Lastly, to have no stock to have the necessary stock of drugs, supplies for the management of emergencies. Nurses and midwives should monitor the conditions of their clients and keep timely records to detect any deviation. Again, they are expected to write accurate reports and conduct proper handling over to their incoming colleagues. However, nurses and other health emergency workers are suffering from physical and emotional stresses and moral distress from conflicting professional values. They are faced with unpalatable and complex ethical issues in practice with moral conflicts, high levels of acuity and patient deaths, and long working hours. A rising numbers of nurses are infected with COVID-19, dying in line of duty. Nurses and midwives need strong moral courage, stamina, and resilience to work and often separated from their loved ones. A serious problem during this period has been poor planning, preparation, organization, and leadership from some governments and health systems, and failure to ensure adequate stockpiles of medical supplies, including personal protective equipment. The ethical problems being experienced by nurses and other health workers in this current pandemic are complex and require multidisciplinary thinking policies and strategies. The question is what? What should be done? Nurses and midwives should see themselves skilled, autonomous practitioners. Nurse educators and administrators should ensure that qualified and interested persons are recruited into the training institutions and eventually into the profession. Performance appraisal should be done, and promotion should be based on competence and not on long service. Nurses who are soiling the image of the profession should be dealt with by a disciplinary committee, the nursing and midwifery associations, as well as the Nurses and Midwives Council should deal with the fundamental issues of quality. The ideal nurse of this era will be one who is actually accessible, accountable, assertive, intelligent, and progressive, but also committed to change in the right direction. I will conclude by wishing you all fruitful deliberations, and may the good Lord bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. That was quite detailed and inspiring, quite encouraging. And it goes to show that this is no more about silence. It's now about voice. We have to speak out. It's no more about, I'm a good nurse. Everybody knows I'm excellent. It doesn't matter whatever they say about nursing. It's just about me. Now it's collective. It's about everyone. Everyone will have to take responsibility. Because if you say, well, no problem, everybody knows I'm excellent, nobody will mention your name. They will just say nurse, or they will just say nursing, or they will just say nurses. So unanimously, we are making a voice. And like I said earlier, it's going to be a result-oriented event. So moving on, I don't know if we have the NMC registrar on board now. Please host, do we have the NMC registrar? Or the national president? Can the host hear me, please? Okay, I think they are not yet on board, so we'll move on while we wait for them. So I'm going to call on a fellow West African College of Nursing, Chapter Chairman, Dr. Saleh Garba. Dr. Saleh Garba, sir. Please, can you unmute him, please? Host, can you unmute him?
Can you raise his hand or send a message so I can recognize the person?
Okay. Okay. I don't think he's on board yet. I'm trying to check through the columns. I don't think he's on board. Please, do we have Mrs. Vera Okolo, Director of Nursing Service, Federal Ministry of Health? Please, we have Mrs. Vera Okolo, please. Okay, I think the names is kind of different, so it's difficult to ascertain who is who with the names. Probably you can raise your hand so that we identify you. That's kind of easy.
Now President is in the house. Please let him have the floor.
Excellent.
Can you raise his hand so that we can recognize him?
Okay, the National President, National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, Alhaji Comrade Adeni GAA. Please, you have the floor, sir. You can unmute yourself.
Can he raise his hand so that I can recognize him and unmute him?
Okay. Okay, I can't find the name he's registered with. Probably is not registered with his name. Okay, while we do that, I think we have the NANA president here, so we can take her first while we wait for Comrade Adeniji to join us. I have the pleasure of introducing another fellow, West African College of Nurses. This is quite interesting. She's the president, National Association of Nigerian Nurses in North America, Dr. Emilia Iwu. You have the floor, ma. Ayodeji, can you see her? Probably you can unmute her. She's registered with her name, Dr. Emilia Iwu.
Okay, Emilia Iwu, I'm trying to record. Okay, I've seen her name.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
You can unmute our mic now.
Hello, good evening, colleagues.
Good
Good
evening,
evening,
ma'am.
Ma. You're welcome.
Thank you. I want to congratulate you on this event and wish you all the best on behalf of Nana. So thank you for putting this together. All the best.
Thank you so much, Ma. Really appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. And we hope we'll have you all through the 3 days. Thank you so much, Ma.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Ma. So I received the message now that the president is finding it difficult to log in. So please, do we have Mrs. Vera Okolo, Director of Nursing Services, Federal Ministry of Health? Is she on board now? Okay, I think there are so many people using that have my name on their devices, but I'm using just one device. I don't know if that's a technical issue. I'm using just one device, and I don't know what's going on. Somebody else is also using the same exact name. My own device is showing my picture, so probably somebody else bears Bilkis Adile. I don't know. So, okay. Let's move on while we wait for the NAM president, the NMC registrar, and Dr. Garuba as well to join us. I will hand over to Nurse Alege, the nursing group administrator. He will be taking over the next session. Thank you all for joining me and listening. I wish also a fruitful deliberation subsequently. Nurse Alege, over to you. Thank you.
Nostalgia, kindly raise your hand so that I can identify you and unmute you.
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I'm clear and loud.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. My name is Ali Galushegun. I really want to appreciate everybody that's been able to coordinate this program from the beginning. And I want to say it's a major time for us to look at the image of nursing in Nigeria. And there's no that better time than this time. However, let me quickly just go through what some of my senior colleagues have said. Mrs. Ikanem talked very much about using academics as a means of rebranding, and Madam President also talked critically. So Madam Ikanem talk about rebranding, starting with all of us, that nobody will come around to come and help us to rebrand nursing, and that is the major point. Rebranding cannot come from anybody, cannot come from any other professionals than nurses. Then Madam President talked critically about academics, using nursing process and all other things to ensure that we rebrand nursing. It's time for us now as members of the nursing group admin to ensure that we also bring our own into it. And then the first person that I'm going to call on is the founder and chief executive officer of Nurses on Air. Is no other person than Josiah Jackson Okeshola, who will be able to talk briefly about image of nursing, a state of emergency. Josiah, are you on? So I can carry on from there. Josiah. Is Josiah on?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Is Josiah on? Josiah? If Josiah is not on,
I'm here. Good evening, everyone.
oh, thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you are doing great. It's good to be here this evening. I'll be sharing my screen with you right away. I don't know if anyone can see my screen right now.
Just hold on. The sharing is on.
Can anybody see my screen?
No, the screen is still booting. The screen is logging in.
Okay, I think there's a challenge with that. I'll try again. Okay, good evening, everyone. It's nice to be here. My name is Josiah Jackson Official. I'm sending nurses on air, and it's awesome to be with this evening. This particular webinar is a first in the series of meetings that we are hoping to have with nursing leaders leading the image of nursing transformation home and abroad. And I am going to quickly share with you about the theme of this topic. Recently, while we were busy preparing for this particular webinar, we've been on this for almost a few weeks now. Recently, in the last 1 week or thereabout or two, a lot of happenings got our attention on the social media, and there's a lot of people who are considered as celebrities, influencers, dragging the image of the profession in the mud. That was the height of the experiences that we've had in the last 2 decades about the image of the profession. From the poll we are having here, it is obvious that many people agree that there is a huge challenge with the image of nursing profession. And that is why it is more than timely and appropriate that we should be here talking about this particular topic. While the screen is going on, I have a picture here that I would like to share with you. The question that comes to this picture is, what does the image of Nigerian nursing look like? What does the image of Nigerian nursing look like? And if you ask me that question over and over again, there is only one picture that comes to mind that shows what exactly the image of nursing looks like. And that's the picture I'm sharing with you. Okay, I'm on now. Can you let me know if it's showing on your screen there? Okay, I think you can share. Okay. Okay, so the picture I have there is a picture of the Nigerian police. I have a policeman on my screen. I don't know why it's not sharing from here. It's something tampered with the sharing. I have a picture of the Nigerian police here, and I have the picture of the nurse. And the question that is appearing on the screen right here is Nigerian police versus Nigerian nurse. Who is more rude and wicked? I wish I can just share the screen for you to see. That's the question popping up on that picture. Nigerian police and the Nigerian nurse. Who is more rude and wicked? Okay, at last. Please let me know if you can see my screen now.
Not yet.
Does it show that I'm sharing?
Yes, it showed you are sharing, but not out.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, I think I'm there. So let me know when the screen is on so that I can.
Just continue. When it shows out, I'll let you know.
So this picture is portrays the perfect situation that we have on our hands with Nigerian nursing as we speak. So we all know what reputation, what brand Nigerian police are. Every single Nigerian, including a day-old baby, knows that the Nigerian police has a bad, very, very terrible reputation. And for Nigerians to think deeply and come up with the idea that the only brand that can be placed side by side with the Nigerian. Okay, you can see the picture now.
Yes, go on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
For Nigerians to begin to think that the only image that they can put alongside the Nigerian nurse is the Nigerian police. This is pathetic. This is terrible. Now the question is, does the Nigerian police have a brand? Yes. The Nigerian police have a very terrible brand. Does the Nigerian nursing have a brand? That question is a multi-million dollar question. If you see Nigerian nursing do or does have a brand, then the only brand that we can think of is a brand of the quack. That quack who trains that JSS student that we saw in the viral video, that secondary school dropout that we saw in the viral, that we see all about, representing Nigerian nurses in uniform, that is a brand of Nigerian nursing. Now, if you say Nigerian nursing doesn't have a brand, that means that the professional nurses, the certified licensed nurses themselves, are nowhere to be found. No visibility, no media visibility for Nigerian nurses. Now, it also means that the picture, the image that Nigerians have in their head, in their mind, is the picture of the absent professional nurse. So they have replaced that absence with something that they think they can make you with, and that is a picture of the quack. And for those who know that truly there's a difference between the quack and a professional nurse, they have decided to replace the picture of the professional nurse with that nurse they make in the government hospitals who is rude, insensitive, and callous and impolite. So we are going to realize that the picture, the image of Nigerian nursing is in jeopardy. It's either some of us agree that we don't even have a brand at all, we don't even have an image at all, and for those who agree that we do have an image, it is a terrible image. How terrible is the image of Nigerian nursing? How terrible? This picture signifies the height of indignation attached to the image of the Nigerian nurse. You can see in this picture, we have the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. We have a former Minister of Health, and we have the Chairman CPC. CPC is the organization, the government organization that is responsible for patients' rights. This picture you're seeing was the launch of the Patients' Bill of Rights in 2018. And with this picture came a video. That video is what I call the highest form of misrepresentation of Nigerian nursing. I hope I can play that video here for you. I don't know why my oh my God. Okay, I'm playing a video right away. I want you to watch.
It's not playing.
Okay.
Please go ahead. Just okay. Hello, JJ. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you see the video?
Yes, we can see the video.
Yeah,
but the sound is not coming in. So if it's possible, maybe we just give an analysis of the video.
Yeah, let me explain what happened there. There are three representations of Nigerian nurses. The first representation is the nurse who opened the gates, featuring Nigerian nurses as gateman and security men. The second picture of that video was the nurse who was handing over the bill to the patient. And that nurse is represented as the cashier in the hospital who deals with patients, handing them bills and insisting that they must pay before receiving treatment, even when life is at stake. That was the portrait. The third picture was a nurse attending to patients at the reception, and she was so insensitive, so rude, so impolite, so saucy when she was speaking to the patient. This is the video that was endorsed by the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that shows that even the Nigerian government do not have an understanding of who nurses really are and what they do. Now I have another picture on my screen. This is Clinic Matters. Clinic Matters ran for 11 years, has been running for 11 years, an award-winning TV drama all over the world. Clinic Matters has won several awards and accolades. But guess what Clinic Matters does? It picks the quacks in the private hospital, the school dropouts in the private hospital dressed in white uniform, brings them to the front of the TV as flex nurses who speaks to the patient, who insults patients, who gossip on the ward, who are doctors' handmaids, and sells that image to the public as the image of professional nurses in Nigeria. And for 11 years, not a single response from the Nigerian nursing community in counteracting this particular TV drama series with a more explicit TV drama series that portrays the true picture of Nigerian nursing. When you go on Nollywood, you see so many things, so many, with titles damaging the image of the profession. And things, obscene things, with nurses dressed in uniform, this shown as lesbian, this shown as prostitutes, this shown as people seducing patients and sleeping with them on the ward. That is the picture that we have for Nigerian nursing. This is another title, which I nursing. We have so many types of titles for depicting that image of the profession. Desperate nurses. So you can see that the Nigerian nursing does not have a brand. And what is a brand? A brand is about marketing yourself and your career by establishing an image or an impression in the minds of people. Nigerian nursing has failed. The Nigerian nursing community has failed to establish a permanent image in the front of Nigerians. So Nigerians have substituted the image of the nursing profession with what they find in the gutters. And at the end of the day, we don't realize that as we speak, there is no official national media work showcasing who Nigerian nurses are and what they really do and how much they are worth. There is no media designed projecting nurses as advocates and custodians that transforms public health as we speak. In the last 2 decades, there has not been any nationally coordinated media work to project the image of nurses. There is no single media broadcast coordinated by professional nurses in the form of national radio or TV campaign where you have messages consistently being passed to the public. The COVID-19 presented a perfect opportunity for the Nigerian nursing community to begin to sound their voice on the ears of Nigerians. But as we speak, there is no single jingle, health advocacy jingle, run by any Nigerian nursing community that is talking about coronavirus and teaching people how to protect themselves. For the past 2 decades, there has not been sponsored jingle that is educating the public on health, malaria, typhoid, hypertension, diabetes. There has been none. And so it shows that this media-wise, we have been missing the picture. So you can understand why in the last 2 decades, the Nigerian community has decided to replace our image with whatever they have seen themselves. And that is why it is appropriate and timely that we are dealing with this situation as we speak. The question is, the image of nursing profession, is it a state of emergency? As far as most of us in the media world are concerned, journalists are agreeing, local and international media are agreeing from the series of meetings that we've had so far that the image of nursing is in a dilemma state. And I want to say, to commence this webinar, we all must begin to ask the question, the image of nursing. Are we supposed to declare a state of emergency? By the end of this 3-day webinar, we should be able to answer that question. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Josiah Jackson Okeshola, for that wonderful words, that wonderful statement that you have been able to bring to our consciousness on the fact that we have not been able to do our best concerning nursing image in Nigeria. It is terrible. On a daily basis, some of us are having headaches concerning this image that is going down the drain on a daily basis. We all need to come together to ensure that we launder this image perfectly, bring nursing back to the limelight in Nigeria as it is, so that it can be equated with what is being done everywhere in the whole world. Thank you. God bless you. Before I move forward, I would like to ask if the NAM National President is on, so that all the the Registrar of Nursing and Midwifery Council so they can give their own goodwill messages before we move into the image of nursing. How bad is SWOT analysis? Sorry, is the national president back online now? The host. Hello, host.
Back. I don't think he's
and
back.
Even though Alhaji Farouk also is not back.
Not at all.
We can't see him in the house.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir Amas. Now, the nursing group admin is a group of individuals who are putting their best, their finances, their time to ensure that on daily basis, nursing image in Nigeria comes back as it was, as what brought the interest in some of us in coming to do nursing. We as a group have been able to do our best in so many ways, written so many letters, visited so many places, done so many things that we felt some statutory bodies should have been able to do for us in Nigeria. However, we've not started. I keep telling people that we have not started because we must all come together to ensure that nursing image is brought back to the best within the sub-Saharan Africa and in the world. Now let me call on some of the panelists that are going to analyze the SWOT analysis of image of nursing, how bad. We have in the group Dr. Mrs. Comforts Ekanem, fellow West Africa College of Nursing, chairman and BOT West Africa College of Nursing. We also have Mrs. Salome S. Tona, national chairman, Practitioner Association of Public Health Nurses of Nigeria. We have Dr. Mrs. Grace Igebo Enema, Executive Director, NANA, that wonderful woman. I also have Mrs. Shola Aketi, fellow West Africa College of Nursing, Clinical Administrators to Vice President, West Africa College of Nursing. Please, any one of this name that I've been able to mention that is around, that is online, and please just raise up your hand so that the co-host can unmute you and we can continue together. So we don't continue to waste our precious times. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Okay, Dr. Comfort Ekanem is in the house. Okay.
Are you the one online, ma'am?
You say?
Sorry, before the panelists start giving us their own contribution, I spotted in the house now our #1 nurse in the Federation, person of Mrs. Okolo. Please, can we give us just a few minutes to welcome everybody in the house?
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Welcome.
Can you unmute yourself now?
Good evening, everyone.
Good
evening, ma.
Good professional colleagues.
Good evening, ma.
Okay. I want to recognize all present. I don't know who and who, but if the Executive Secretary of African College is there, I recognize you and I greet you. All the executives of West African College of Nursing, both within the West African coast, I greet you all. Nigerian executives and all the chapter presidents, I pass my greetings.
You're welcome, ma.
Thank you. I'm indeed honored to have been invited to participate in this webinar. And I bring greetings from the Honorable Minister of Health, who is working assiduously to curtail the COVID-19 pandemic. I also bring greetings from Nursing Division, Federal Ministry of Health. Thank you all for coming. I'm glad to be amongst you. Okay, The
Thank you
topic
very much,
says,
ma'am.
all right, the topic that we're talking about now is that rebranding the image of nursing. I think that is what we are talking about. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, rebranding this image of nursing is very important, even though, you know, it can never be too late. And I'm glad it is actually coming at this time. At this time, the whole world is recognizing the nurse and midwife. This year, 2020, is the International Year of the Nurse and Midwife. And this same year, the whole world, globally, is going through a terrible pandemic, COVID-19. And it is actually, you know, now that it's like, it is now that people will actually know the importance of nurses more because of what is happening globally now. And this rebranding is also important at this point because we have a lot to offer. We just have a lot to offer. Actually, rebranding of nursing, you know, can be taken holistically. Let us look at it in three phases. I mean, let us look at the three arms that can be rebranded: nursing education, nursing administration, and nursing practice. These three arms are going through reforms, especially nursing education. It's going through a lot of reforms now, and those reforms are actually uplifting the image of nursing. And in nursing education, actually, Nursing Council is doing much. The Nursing Council is doing much to make sure that nursing education in Nigeria can be also, you know, be compared with the nursing education in the Western world. And I will also say that nursing has come a long way. The nursing that Florence Nightingale, the mother of modern nursing, started, you know, we need to maintain it. We need to, because Florence Nightingale was very caring. Florence Nightingale was very compassionate about caring for the sick and even for the dying. So any type of rebranding that we are doing in nursing, we should not, you know, sweep it under the carpet. That is the ideal, the legacy of that Florence Nightingale, the mother of modern nursing, you know, left behind. So I will employ the young ones, our young nurses, not to throw away the legacy of Florence Nightingale. A lot is expected from them because nursing has gone more than, you know, no, it is much higher than it was so many decades ago. So a lot is expected from the younger nurses, and they should also fall in place with the expectation. So as rebranding of the profession, rebranding in nursing education, rebranding in nursing practice, and rebranding of nursing administration, they are all important. They are all important to move this profession forward. So I want to also appreciate the effort of the Honorable Minister of Health, who is also working assiduously to make sure that nursing profession moves forward. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Moderator, please. Moderator, please take over.
Thank you so very much. I think we should go into the SWOT analysis. And I had said earlier that the SWOT stands for the strength, the weakness, opportunity, and threats that we have to look at in considering the rebranding of the image of nursing. Then as one of the panelists, I'm to speak on the strength. The question is, what is strength? Strength is the quality of state of being strong or able to carry out that which you have said to do. We could also say that strength has to do with the capacity to withstand and to perform. Now, what are our strengths in the rebranding of the image of nursing? I will start by saying that for us nurses to realize that the time has come for us to start speaking with one voice is a strength. And for us to now take the decision that from today onwards, we are going to start doing things differently. We want our image to change is also a strength. Then when I look at rebranding, I was made to understand that it's not just about the logo. You can have the logo there and you are not being rebranded. So when we look at our strength in terms of our rebranding, it has to do with our makeup. It has to do with our ethics. The ethics of the profession is a strength. And what does the ethics say? The ethics of the profession said we have to treat that patient in friendliness, with consciousness, with love, with understanding. The ethics of the profession says we have to bring into bear our professionalism. That which we were trained to do is a strength. So for us to rebrand is to start doing that which we have to do. Is to start making the public to see that we are here to save and we are saving them, we are caring. Is to make that one patient that enters the hospital, when they go out, when they exit the hospital, say, wow, that nurse was awesome. And the patient goes to the public, goes to the society and starts singing our praises. That's rebranding. To provide the quality care. Looking at our strength again, I would say that with the patient, don't do as usual. We must see that patient as the voice. See that patient as a member of House of Assembly. See that patient as somebody whose relation is the governor. See that person as somebody whose husband is the president. Because when they leave you, they are going to tell those people who are in the political arena that nurses are trying.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, madam. You still on?
Can we start publishing the image of nursing, the picture that the world wants to see, starting from ourselves? When we start publishing about nurses, showing the pictures that the world wants to see about nurses, even the social media will pick it. The movie industry will pick it. We have nurses in diaspora. This is our strength. Can they stand up and say, no, we nurses in diaspora, we are already shining. We are number one as far as professionalism is concerned. Can we carry along the nurses in Africa, in Nigeria? The next strength we have is diversity. Nurses have diversified. But what bothers me is that when nurses diversify into media and go to political arena, they throw away the fact that they are nurses. They don't want anybody to know that they are nurses. When they're speaking, they can't bring to bear that I'm a nurse. They will sit down there quietly and people are butchering nurses and taking nurses right and they say nothing. Now, can we let them know that they are our strengths? Those in the political arena, they are our strengths. Those in the movie industry, they should speak and say, no, enough is enough. We have nurses in making
Mrs. Ekanem. Mrs. Ekanem, can hear you again. Dr. Mrs. Ekanem, can hear you again.
Network is challenging.
Okay.
Please bring her back.
Mrs. Shola Katie, can you please continue when she comes back? We'll
Is somebody not taking what?
What of Mrs. Salome talk?
Threads. I'm to take on thread.
Yes,
Yes,
I know.
Mrs. Toy is here.
Okay, Mrs. Todd, please, can you just continue with our witnesses?
Yes, please.
Thank you very much.
Hello. Are you hearing me?
We can
I
hear
think
you,
she's
man. We
back.
can hear you.
She's back. She's back.
Okay, Mrs. Salome. Mrs. Ekanem, can you continue?
Dr. Ekanem is back.
Please, ma'am, continue, ma'am. Dr. Ekanem. Dr. Mrs. Ekanem.
Please, Mrs. Shaw, can you please let the moderator notify her that somebody has taken over? Why is Mrs. Shaw continue? Thank you.
Okay. Mrs. Shaw, can you please continue, ma'am, on our weaknesses?
Hello, Mrs. Shaw.
Mrs. Shaw. How about Dr. Mrs. Grace Ogehoy Enoma?
Yes, I'm here, but you have to let me share.
Please, madam, just continue so we can.
But you could add me so I'm able to share my slide, please. As a co-host.
Hello, she's back. Mrs. Ekanem is back.
Please,
okay,
who is now on the floor? Am I still on the floor?
Mrs. Ekanem, Dr. Mrs. Ekanem, please continue while we
who is
Dr. Mrs. Grace Ogeho.
Continue.
Please go ahead, Mrs. Ekanem.
Are you able to make me as a co-host, please?
One of the co-hosts is doing that for you, man.
Okay.
Is Mrs. Shaw not in the house? Moderator? Hello?
Hello. We were waiting for Mrs. Ekanem. Dr. Mrs. Enoma is trying to show us some slides.
Are you seeing that now? Hello?
Hello, ma'am. It's loading.
Yeah, we can see it now.
Okay. So I want to thank the organizers, for putting this important topic together, image of nursing, how bad, SWOT analysis. I am to look at the strategies and opportunity available to address the dilemma of image of nursing. But before that, I will want us to quickly go back to what the director of nursing said, that we should always think about where we started. So I'm going to quickly take a look, review nursing as a profession, examine critical issues related to visibility of nursing, review patient perception of nursing, and then I will discuss strategies, opportunities available to address the dilemma of image of nursing by using an example that has worked, the evidence-based practice. I know we are all upset about the image of nursing in Nigeria, and we want to do something about it. And from Florence Nightingale, as Ms. Okolo said, a nurse means any person in charge of personal health or another, which we all know. Because most of the time what happens in nursing, we speak to each other. There is no nurse in this platform that don't understand what Florence Nightingale said. These theorists, the one that I use most, which I know we can use to change our image if we're able to bring the public along, is Ms. Advocacy. The unique function of the nurse is to assist the individual, sick or well, in the performance of those activities contributing to health or its recovery or to a peaceful death. And this is the area that we need as nurses to focus on in order to relate to the public, that he would perform unaided if he had the necessary strength, will, or knowledge, which means that the public will need us when they cannot do for themselves. They will need nursing, you know? So these nurses, as nurses, we know. Sorry, is everybody hearing me? Okay. So this
somebody's on already. Please just hold on.
This is what, oh, you want me to hold on?
No, man, you continue.
Okay. So this is what we know. This is what we know, that nursing involves the care of the sick, the potentially sick, and tending of the environment within the care. Nurses deal with the most basic. This we know, birth, death, and this we know, that we get as nurses, we get our hands dirty, our uniform stained. With our hands and eyes, we touch the lives. We are scientists, we are psychologists, we are pharmacists, we are biochemists, we are social workers, we are experts. And the video that Mr. JJ shared, we're also gatekeeper, we are receptionists, name it all. This is what we know that we do. But what is our image? What do the public know about us? Even after 100 years of discussing nursing, nursing still remains a mystery to those outside nursing. One is because we tend to speak amongst ourselves. We tend to complain amongst ourselves. We tend to talk amongst ourselves. And we are speaking to the choir. But do we speak to those that are not converted? So what is our image out there? Image is how people perceive us, which is more important than what may or may not be true. What I have observed is that we react, we get upset as nurses. All now they put the media, social media, they paint us black, we are upset. That is their perception, that is what they know. And JJ actually laid out over the years what has been happening. We are all a walking, talking advertisement for self and our profession and our employer. We are all a walking and talking advertisement for nursing. You know, I think it's Ms. Okolo who said it, or somebody said it before, that when a nurse becomes a vice president of Nigeria, will that individual still represent nursing? Will the individual still be proud to say, I'm a nurse? So we are all walking and talking advertisement. How are we reflecting that? Although nurses comprise the majority of healthcare professionals, they are largely invisible, especially in Nigeria. We're invisible. Our competence, skill, knowledge, and judgment are as the word, just image, just reflection, just in the classroom, just amongst us. Our competencies within us. We are not able to showcase that. And we are hoping that this webinar is going to help us break that yoke so we can reflect that competency, so we can reflect that skill, that knowledge that we know, so that it's no longer amongst us. And from what JJ has said, the media impact on nursing image. Reflection of professional nursing practice is learned through the media, and JJ just took us through it over the decade. Nobody knows in the public what nursing do. All they know is what they see in the media. And there has not been any organized campaign or organized program that show the scientific or the professional aspect of nursing in Nigeria. So they see and they learn about nursing through the media or through that individual nurse. A widely held view that nursing is not intellectually demanding or challenging is a result of media representation. But I will also say no, it's also the way we present it. I know Ms. Okul has said we should not carry. We tend to put that sentiment, nothing is caring, and we remove the intellectual aspect of it, that nursing is supposed to be scientific based, supposed to be intellectual. We remove that aspect because we focus more on, oh, caring and compassionate, and we can do both. So the sentimental image of inadequately educated but nurturing and kind-hearted assistant at the bedside is now outdated. We need to be able as nurses showcase our intellectual aspect and the professionalism. What are the stereotypes of nursing that is out there? Nurses wear white uniform and white cap. All nurses are predominantly female. Male nurses are less respected and are all girls. All nursing jobs are the same. Nurses cannot advance in their profession. Nursing duties are not hard to perform. Nurses are failed doctors. Nurses work for doctors. And I'm sure you've seen the naughty nurse stereotype, the ministry angel nurses. These stereotypes and images does not appeal to sophisticated, discipline-oriented, educated people who wish to be taken seriously as a profession. And these are the stereotypes that we need to change. You know, so what is that image? How does it begin? Image begins with every one of us who say. Most of us can't really understand how we appear to others, but we may see the effect. Does nursing have anything to offer when healthcare issues are addressed? Now we have the pandemic. How many nurses do we have in the task force? In the presidential task force, do we have nursing represented there? How many times do we have nurses in the NCDC? Where do we have nurses? Even the CPC that JJ said. How many nurses do we have at the table? When that video was presented, why don't we have nurses to be part of it? If you are not at the table, you will be in the menu. You know, there is a webinar that is also going on, Train the Trainer program, you know, by the Federal Ministry of Health. And I've participated in that. I don't see Nigerian nurses there. I see doctors over, in that program, representing different specialties. Why are nurses not there? You want to know what your patients are thinking about you, you ask them. How many times do we survey our patients to really understand what they think about nursing? All we do is to complain, is to be upset. I read a lot of the social media, to see, but what do the patient really think about us? And this over here, we do that. Why should we care about what patients think about us? Why should we care about the image that JJ has explained? Healthcare is generally becoming competitive. Maybe not in Nigeria, but here in the US, you have to sell your institution. Nurses must not only maintain high clinical standard, but also service that satisfies the patient. Patient may not be able to talk about your clinical aspect, but they have to be able to talk about how well you've satisfied their patient satisfaction. So to meet this dual challenge, nurses must have an understanding of what constitutes both clinical excellence and patient satisfaction. Right now, even in the US, we do a patient survey. Every patient, once they come to the hospital and they leave. This survey is an instrument that provides standard information about patient perception of the care that they received while they were under your care. So I'm going to focus more on what we can do or what has been done that has been effective. I know people talk about, in the US, nursing is being respected. It didn't just start one day. And that is what we are doing now. And I applaud the organizers of this program. We have to start from somewhere. These are the initiatives that has taken place over the years in the US. This initiative is ongoing. I will give you some example. 2011, Nurses for a Healthier Tomorrow. So you could see way back since 2011, Nurses for a Healthier Tomorrow was put together by a correlation of 42 nursing healthcare organizations, just like you are doing now. Their focus was to attract people to nursing profession, intelligent people, intellectuals to nursing, and to be able to fill those vacancies. So they wanted to promote nursing, not just as yes, a bedside, but as a scientist. We wanted to promote nursing as a bedside scientist, as using evidence-based. So this program, this campaign was used that you advertise nursing. Schools that want nurses, they have to change their strategy on how to get students. You want the best to come into nursing. And also in 2007, the American Academy of Nursing launched a campaign, Raise the Voice, to increase the visibility of nursing. This Raise the Voice was to make nurses to be able to talk, to speak when things are going on like this pandemic. They should be able to face the media. They should be able to have press releases. They should be able to have panel discussions and be expert witnesses. So Raise the Voice campaign was very effective and is still ongoing. ANA also developed a website and they use that acronym RN, which is a registered nurse, and they make it into a real news. So we change the narrative. Yes, what you call them, the media, the Nollywood, the Hollywood, whatever, they could do whatever they want to do. But we need to change the narrative by showcasing our own, providing guidelines for media input. That in our curriculum, we have to put their communications, how to educate the nurses when they face the media, that they will not be ashamed to come forth. So ANA did that and it went very well. 2001, I'm just telling you what has been going on and why nursing, is being perceived the way it is right now in the US, because a lot of work has been put into it by different organizations. Both the professional nursing organization and NGOs have come together. Center for Nursing Advocacy was founded in 2001, and it was now changed that it was replaced by now the Truth About Nursing. Again, that Center for Nursing Advocacy was, the shortage of nursing was huge at that time, and they wanted to bring people to nursing. And that Center for Nursing Advocacy did a great job by advocating for nursing. And what they focused on at that time was faculty. They found out that nursing education, you can't change it if you don't have qualified educator. For you to change the image of nursing, you have to start from the classroom. You have to start from those nurses who are teaching the nurses. So we needed more nurse faculty at that time. And so the Center for Nursing Advocacy spent a lot of time and money into advocating for educators to come into nursing. Then the current one right now that started 2011, actually 2010, the Institute of Medicine IOM report that came out, which is now being used, The Future of Nursing, Leading Change, Advancing Health. They strongly recommend that nurses should assume more leadership role in healthcare delivery in all settings. This, The Future of Nursing, has done very well for nurses. There were 5 areas of focus. One was to make sure that we move nursing from associate to, we wanted to increase the number of BSN nurses and increase the number of doctorate prepared nurses. And then you could see that even in the US right now, a lot of our nurses now are nurse practitioners. So they focus on those areas. Guess what? This program was spearheaded even by doctors, that nurses should be equal partners. Is for you to provide quality care for patients, nurses must be at the table. You have to invite yourself to the table. You don't wait to be called. I have been in some areas in Nigeria that even if we fly from here to Nigeria, I'll be the only nurse in that table. Where are the nurses to be at the table when policies are being discussed? When policies are being discussed, we need to be at the table. We need to invite ourselves. And one of the programs that works very well right now is nurses at the board. How many nurses do we have in different boards, in Nigeria? We need to invite ourselves to be on those boards. And I'm glad that we are starting, so it's never too late. The cup is never empty, it's half full. Another program that worked very well in the US was the Johnson & Johnson campaign, Discover Nursing. Johnson & Johnson funded an advertisement campaign to promote nursing as a career. That was how it started. The initiative called Campaign for Nursing Future started more than a decade ago. The ad as sentimental, and the theme is the importance of a nurse touch. They focus on the caring. In them, we see caring young nurses helping patients, and these are promoted on TV, on social media. The spots are essentially well produced, and they do include few elements that suggest nurses have some skills. At that time, it was about compassion. Johnson & Johnson focused on that caring and compassionate nurses. Why you have to be a nurse, why nurses are important. They have like 2 30-second television advertisements, 5 videos, 8 million pieces of recruitment materials. So you could see that a lot of work is put into it. So if we really mean business in Nigeria that we want to change the image of nursing, it's not just talk. We have to walk the walk. It's a lot of work that we have to put into it. And I'm happy that West African College of Nursing with this collaboration, and I'm sure a lot is going to be done. They have training materials for students, written materials in English, Spanish. Guess what? They spent over $30 million just for campaign to change the image of nursing. This was an extremely complex, robust, and multifaceted advertising campaign, and it's still going on right now. That you are proud to be a nurse. When you walk with your shoulder up. And so how do we go about this in Nigeria now? Yeah, we might not have $30 million to spend, but we have to start from somewhere. And that is what we are doing now, coming together. Research is a way to do that. We need to have institutions. Thank God we have a lot of university offering nursing programs now. This university, Department of Nursing, can anchor research about nursing, the importance of nursing, and have a print media, publish it and showcase it. Nursing need to participate more in the interprofessional meetings. If they don't invite you, invite yourself. We need to invite ourselves. If we are not at the table, we will be in the menu. Nurses need to get involved in public and political places of power. We are missing in action in Nigeria. I participate in a lot of policy meetings in Nigeria with my own money and time. I will come from here into it. On Monday, I'm presenting at the Train the Trainer program, for Ministry of Health for the COVID. I just participate. It's 8 o'clock in the morning in Nigeria, and it's 3 a.m. in the morning in America. I wake up, I stay awake to participate in that program. We have to invite ourselves. Nurses are missing in that program. Nurses need to get involved. We need to stop talking, crying, but to do the work. We have to increase voice and visibility of nursing positively, and I think one main thing that is really affecting us is this: we are not united. We don't have a program. I hope after this program, we need to have a plan that in the next 5 years, what is our strategy plan? For the next 10 years, what is our strategy plan? Instead of complaining. So I'm so excited that we are doing this. All level of nursing depend on public's understanding. We can't change the public, we need to change ourselves. Mass media play a major role in shaping learned social behavior. We need to relearn that is the public, their notion about us. We need to undo that. And we can only undo that not by fighting them, but what we have to do, nurses need to work with media to create. And I just want to thank Nurses on Air for doing a great job. And Nana is ready to work with Nurses on Air on the media initiative. Whatever it takes for us to change this image, we are willing to do that. So let me just conclude because of time, that personal interaction is the most important function in a high complex environment. No matter how good a hospital may look, it cannot replace the compassion and caring of its workers. Guess what? Who is at the bedside? Nurses. Right now we have pandemic. How many media houses do nurses line up to start talking about what we are doing? How are we showcasing what we are doing as nurses? That this is what we do that is making difference in the healthcare sector. We see doctors coming out to talk about it. Why are nurses not coming out? We need to come out to showcase what we are doing. Guess what? Without nursing at the bedside, that patient that have COVID will not heal. And so this is opportunity for us right now to change the image. This is an opportunity for us to showcase. We cannot run away. You know, we see some video where healthcare workers are running away from COVID patients in Nigeria. That is not a good image. We need to stay and say, yes, we are the one helping the patient to heal. And so please, in conclusion, Florence Nightingale in 1800 said, to be in charge is certainly not only to carry out the proper measure yourself, but to see that everyone else does so. To say that no one either willfully or ignorantly thwart or prevents such measures. To ensure that each does that duty to which it's appointed. We all are responsible. Before we start blaming other people, blaming the media that they are doing wrong about us, we need to start blaming ourselves. When CPC put out that video, we called from here. Why was a nurse not there? Guess what they told us? Nursing Council was invited, NAM was invited, Ministry was invited. They said nobody showed up. I can't tell, I don't know what happened, but that video was produced. But guess what, when we started screaming, when the video was already out. So where we're nursing when that video was being put together. So if we are not at the table, we will be in the menu. We are hoping these strategies of coming together, we cannot make a difference by fighting each other. You know, let's call it a spade a spade. We have now, we have graduate nurses, we have all these organizations. Unless we come together and have one voice to change, to be in leadership, to be in advocacy, why are nurse educators not enough? Why are the politicians, nurses not enough? So we can have one strong association that represents nursing in Nigeria. So when we speak, people will listen. So I'm so excited that this is happening. And I just want to thank West African College of Nursing and all the organizers for putting this together. Together, we're going to make a difference. And guess what? We're going to go places in Nigeria. Thank you for having me.
Dr. Grace Ugehoenoma, I just don't know how to say thank you to you. You said everything that is our opportunity, rather we've not been able to make use of them. However, I don't think today is the right day for us to start talking about it individually, but you have said a lot. You have given us a big insight into what we lack insight on. And I just wish that as soon as this webinar is over, we'll trace our steps, do things the right way. Thank you very much. God bless you. God will continue to strengthen you. He will give you more grace, more opportunity, more wisdom. Thank you very, very much, man. Meanwhile, before I call on the next person to give their own analysis, I just want to appeal that because of our time, we have did so much in the time. I want all the remaining presenters to please stay within the period of maybe 8 to 10 minutes so that we can be through and have time to get some interactive sessions with people so that we can get more questions from other individuals. Now, the National President of National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, the only AAA in Nigeria, Alaja Deniji, is unable to relaunch into the Zoom, which I'm going to read to all of us now. So please, let's listen to the speech from the NAM National President being read out by Alige Olusegun. I'm grateful to Nigerian nursing community, especially the West African College of Nursing. Reputable action, analysis of image of nursing in Nigeria. what people understand or interpret you to be in the public glare. An individual is majority the architect of his or our own group image. To say the least, the image of Nigerian nurses is battered and needs repositioning and transformation. We have pictured as one of the professions with bad image, and the onus lies on us as community or professional that is being rated best in other parts of the world and take the cross ourselves without blame game from the basket to the end originally is. Social media has worsened the image battery and need to be sensitized to renew our image. Professional attitude needs total overhauling, educational and transformation. Regulation needs to be strengthened. We need political adventure to reposition our image. We are the last page of nursing textbook, and the public will not read our books in nursing sciences. We need to be rebranded to rejuvenate nursing profession. Thank you. Those are the words of the NAM National President, Mr. Alhaji Adeniji Abrafio. Now, it's the next, I don't know who is on now, so the person can start immediately. We still have nursing at the weakness in the SWOT. We still have the weaknesses, and we have the threats. I don't know whether Mrs. Salome Tor is online now. If she is, can she please speak from there and let us continue as quick as possible. Mrs. Tor. Mrs. Tor, are you on? Okay, if Mrs. Tor is not on, I think Mrs. Shola Kitty is always on. Please, ma, can you please just talk about the threats?
Hello. Hello.
Yes,
hello,
ma'am.
Mrs. Stowe is on. Mrs. Stowe has been on. Hello?
Mrs. Tor, can you please start?
Can I speak? Are you okay? Good. Good evening.
Good evening,
Great
ma'am.
leaders of nursing profession in Nigeria, Africa, and the diaspora. I feel so humbled to be on this platform at this critical time of the life of our profession. As you all know, I'm the current national chairman of Public Health Nurses Association in Nigeria. I'm also an aspiring fellow of West African College of Nursing. My base is Abuja. Assistant director. I'm working with FCT Primary Healthcare Board. Now, I want to acknowledge and commend all the past leaders that have presented here. They have done so well and so much. They have given us an insight into what we are all talking about. I want to also apologize that I don't have a slide to present right now, but I'll try to comment on the aspect of my SWOT. That is the weakness. And any other subsequent meetings, I will present in slides. Now, first and foremost, they say charity begins at home. We are looking at the issue of branding the image of nursing profession. What is image? Image is representation, general impression, and image can also be referred to as mental picture created by words or action. Personality presented to the public by a person. Now, we can look at the nursing image in various dimensions. Many of our great leaders have already spoken a lot. Now, the saying that charity begins at home, we need to look within ourselves both the leaders, the subordinates, the followers, and everybody in this profession. What is it that we are not doing right, that the public is not able to place us where we are supposed to be? If I would try to maybe touch on a little bit some of the weakness. Lack of love. Nurses don't love themselves. Majority of nurses don't love themselves. And because we don't love ourselves, there is this attitude of pull down syndrome, pulling others down. We lack understanding among ourselves. We are quick to judge. The level of encouragement among ourselves is not what is expected to carry the young ones, especially, along. Now, look at example of a young nurse who has graduated from the university, maybe for the past 3 years. And this nurse happened to be working with an NGO. And the nurse has suddenly got a government job and is posted alone on night duty on the first day of her posting for her to manage a mere ward of 15 patients. This is a nurse that has not got hands-on clinical skills. And the nurse opens up to the head nurse and say, "Ma, right from when I graduated, I was practicing with an NGO. Can you please attach me with someone that has worked in this hospital, at least for the sake of night duty, so that I will be able to get my experience quick on hands before I can be left alone?" I am not saying I did not go to school, but at least I want to get that mentoring from a colleague. And that is a big offense such a nurse has committed, to be castigated on the money report of the entire hospital among the senior nurses, abusing this nurse, and then that dampens that nurse morale. How can this nurse be able to deliver to expectation? Now, it came to this country at a time where we had circulars for nurses to go back to the universities. That was another pull down syndrome. The nurses will plead for night duty so that they can go to classes on morning time, and many of our leaders in position will rather put such nurses on afternoon duty or morning duty when the lectures are going on. We all know that they say knowledge is light. I agreed with my former leaders who are get this right. Yes, good education in nursing, which is happening now, is going to give more light into what our profession is going to be in the next 10 to 15 years, accepted. But until our leaders are able to give adequate mentoring of the young ones. I am inclusive because I've been practicing for the past 30 years. So I'm not talking about others and leaving myself out. These are some of the challenges that are happening, and then a nurse comes to work, is already frustrated because is not even valued among her seniors and peers. Talk more of herself. How can she build her self-esteem? How can she have confidence when those she feels are hers are not giving her that support? Now, we talk about the patients. What are we doing right or wrong that is making the patient not to give us that respect? The other senior colleague talk about communications, the make of people, but our profession is such a beautiful profession that we have what is guiding us called ethics and ethics. By all means, within these guiding principles, which will go a long way. We call ourselves intelligent, smart, friendly, but we carry our frustration because of lack of communication skills. These are being taught in school, but there's one thing about teaching and there's one thing about the skills to exhibit this. How are we rewarding the best behaved, the most hardworking, the most courteous, the most intelligent and respectful nurse? And the world is looking at us. How are we doing that? If we do all this and it's in the media, the world is looking at us, they will know and appreciate us, the profession, and our work entirely. The place that we live in the community, in the society, how do we relate with others? Now, one of our colleagues mentioned the issue of diversity among some of our leaders in position. They feel that the place of the nurse is only in the hospital. In Nigeria, we have 3 levels of healthcare delivery: the primary, the secondary, and the tertiary. Nurses are diverse in specialty, they are diverse in training, the skills are attached to it. When they go back to practice the skills to the best of their satisfaction, they are being suppressed. Before you became a public health nurse, you want to go to primary health care, you were a nurse. We don't have nurses. Go back and work in female ward. They are not given the opportunity to practice where they're supposed to practice. Above all, the issue of continuous education. If we support one another to read, to research, we will get more insight, develop more self-confidence. Now, the other leader talk about being where we are supposed to be, whether you are invited or not. If you know the stuff you have and you know that you can deliver, why can't you go? And then you do the nursing profession proud. Nurses are not in politics. When policies are being made, the voice of the nurse is not there. Other people go to speak on our behalf. And at the end of the day, we come back to start, complaining. So there is so much that we need to do. And with the holistic approach that we are coming at now, I'm so happy with this initiative. The entire family of nursing is behind or in support of this initiative. And I want to encourage the organizers. I want to also say that it is not late. As we are starting now, this is just the beginning. It is only for us to give our level of commitment, dedication, and to be sure that our names are going to be written in gold if we promote what this organization is bringing to be able to the image of nursing profession. Because if we don't do that, history will not be happy with us. Our children will not be happy with us. So it is good for this forum, what we are doing right now,
And I want to encourage each and every one of us that is here, that this is the right time. Let us love one another. If you love yourself, you cannot harm yourself. You cannot gossip about yourself. You cannot pull yourself down. You cannot disgrace yourself. Therefore, if we love our fellow nurses, we take them as one family, we will encourage them, we make sure we mentor them and help them to be what the community wants them to be, the society wants them to be, even among other health team members. It's only when we love ourselves, we support ourselves, that we will be able to prove that we are not supporters, we are not subordinates to others, we are not messengers, but we are a profession of authority, bearing in mind the virtue of our training. As our president in the West African College of Nursing mentioned earlier, we are scientists. We have to speak like scientists. We have to demonstrate evidence in what we do, and we should not be intimidated whatsoever. The first profession in healthcare delivery in the whole world is nursing, even before medicine. So it is time for us to come together to make sure that we support one another and using the opportunities available to drive our point. Thank you very much,
ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Much of your time.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It is Salome Esther. Thank you for all what you have said.
Thank you very much.
It's yeah. I think one of our when we're going to drive our communique, one of our communique needs to talk about how we can bring heads of nursing departments, heads of school together, and this same set of people, you as a person, Dr. Grace Ogeho, and other people, to talk to them on mentoring, on loving one another. There's no hospital where the HOD will say, my nurses are going to school, that the school, the management will deny them. It's not possible. But because we have leaders who don't want good things for their subordinates, and these are the people we need to majorly target on, so that this younger generation that we are really working on can see the reason why they must bring nursing to the standard that it's supposed to be. Thank you so much, ma'am. Please, ma'am, Mrs. Shola Aketi, it's your turn now. Please, ma'am. I will beg the indulgence of Dr. Mrs. Comfort Ekanem that you just hold on. As soon as we are through, she will finish our own presentation, then we can continue. But please, ma'am, Mrs. Aketi, I know you are a very good and versatile speaker. Please help us to remain in 10 minutes. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you very much. By my 10 minutes, I should stop by 25 minutes after.
Yes.
Once again, I say good evening to everybody. And I must thank you for your resilience and your patience. So our Nigerian nurses can wait till now. I really salute your resilience. I really salute your interest, because this is a concern for all. And I'm happy for the speakers that have spoken before now, Madam President, Dr. Grace, and Delight. I'm to speak on the threat analysis. Sorry, I have so many things at hand. I'm supposed to have sent this before now so that we can read together, but I'll just itemize because of my time. What is threat? Somebody will ask me, what is the difference between threat and weakness? Weakness stands for something easy to influence. You can influence that person with word of mouth, like in love. Oh, sweetheart, you look good. Even if the person is so ugly. So you can influence the person with your gift, as many of our leaders are being influenced. Once the young ones can even toast them, some of them that can travel to Dubai and buy you gold, I can influence. As a student, I can influence my lecturer to give me more marks. For that, weakness is being demonstrated on the part of the giver to the person influencing. And what is threat? Threat stands for something that is dangerous. Threat stands for a disaster, something that will cause trouble. Influence might not peradventure cause trouble, but it might cause delay in action taking or affecting all that. But this one will cause a major trouble that you will see. Just as Dr. Grace has just analyzed, there are so many of our steps of our involvement and engagement that has really caused trouble for us. And now we are looking for a way to turn things around for good. If I must say this evening, one of the threats we have in nursing is our training. I stand to be corrected in the house. Our training of, oh, my guy is coming, you start shaking. Don't you see me? See, that also play in me. As a matter of fact, I train in University College Hospital as a registered nurse. Likewise at Lagos State School of Medicine, doing my degree and whatnot. There's this thread that, oh, my guy is coming. And so before you know, you two started displaying, she didn't even greet me. Can't you recognize I'm your boss? Our training is a threat to us until we begin to look at it and begin to give these students enough confidence so that when they express themselves, they won't see too big. Like I have an opportunity to engage or interact with somebody. I say, come. If you want to talk to me, send a text and follow it up with a call. To the person, she's always afraid. I say, am I God? It's about you assessing yourself to be able to get yourself accessible and admittable to these younger ones. Our threat is our training. And that was why the identified gap between the training, the theory, and the clinical had to be closed. This is the time. Sorry, whoever is coughing in the house. This is the time to do that. Again, like I said, threat is a statement in which you tell somebody that you will punish the person or I will harm you. I'm going to show you I'm your boss in this place. I'm going to show you that I didn't just wear this gown. I've been in this service before you, and truly they will show the younger ones. No wonder the rate of attrition is on the high rising. The same nurse that is so bad in Nigeria when you get to America, because of the laid down principles and procedures, you just have to follow, or else you find yourself, the next available flight will take you back to Nigeria. What are the examples you can itemize because of my time? Number one, feminism, feminine intolerance. And that is plaguing on. Is she the only one because her husband has bought her a car? So many things, so many miniature events that should not even come to play because we lack professionalism. And what is professionalism? You practice something with principles and procedures. You are following the organizational role, and you want to achieve. You set a standard to achieve a measurable goal within a specified time. A professional nurse, you definitely see her with her name tag, with her badge to indicate where she qualified from, or with her shoulder being raised. Somebody will say she's too shakara. Yes, because you know your onions. Your courage should be another way of telling somebody that you are a certified trained nurse. Do you know our threat? Because of our training, we allow this stereotype to come to play, as earlier mentioned by the early speakers. And so this stereotype is what is affecting us because we are full of what? We are just full of service. Task. I must accomplish. Which task? Unidentified task. Oh, Ile, I've been working since morning. Don't you say, what have you worked? Can you value what you have done for the whole day? So when they come as much as their CNO, forget, they will not do anything. I'm sorry, we have to talk to ourselves this night. I'm apologizing if I'm stepping on toes. I'm not meant to do that. This is our profession and we are looking for the way forward. Don't you have been in this service before you? That is story. Please, ma, give me your experience. Because most of the experience of the past, they are valuable to us in this era. And you should not hold it. Graveyards is full of so many potentials that were not shared. Another threat I look at is like the previous speaker has mentioned, is poor relationship between ourselves and to our patients. We are so, the way you handle issues scientifically in a mature way will distinguish you. I'm a radio commentator, but often than not, they pose a question to me. Thank you, in Yoruba and otherwise, because I'm a Yoruba lady, that please, Olotu, Joma, I won't say much because not all of us can speak Yoruba, that please, we find out that when we are at your domain, they are referring to the facilities, hospitals. I work at the facilities for about 23 years, and I thank God for the little experience I gained there. That please, when we come around, we find out that the way your people react to us, I say, possibly you are not, they give instances. I say, possibly it could be. And I start giving excuses. But at the end of the day, I will tell them that they should also remember that we have it in all professions. But why was our own so notable to them is because they came in pains. And they believe that with your white uniform, you should be able to touch them and get it relieved, get it removed immediately. And transferring of aggression because of what is plaguing this. So I'm referring to our poor relationship with our patients and with our colleagues. Our colleagues is even the worst. Recently on my association today, so many things have been said. It's not for this, but I'm saying that we need to improve on our personal self. Who are you? Why are you in nursing? What do you want to bring to bear to elevate the standard of this profession? What have you witnessed? Like I must tell you tonight, what prompted me to come up age for this is because of what I witnessed. I witnessed it that a whole set of my colleagues and friends and companions of those I can say these are my own. They gang up. She's this, she's that. At the end of the day, I was like, should I answer? I dare not answer because what will I say? But I thank God today. So now say rather than pay evil for evil, I must pay evil with good. We must be on the same train. We must land safely. I bought the pain, right? I bought the indignation. It was an untold story. As if that was not enough. I was away to the US. I came back, somebody, no, you cannot work here. I cannot work with her. I look at myself, who will mentor me? And I decided to look up to somebody else. And that was one of the things that informed our meeting tonight. What I'm asking here is that when they do such a thing to you, how do you react to them? So, again, we are always known to be a data collector, more so at the clinical setting. We should not be both at the theory side in the school as a nurse educator and as a nurse administrator or clinician. We should merge together. Please, for those in the school, nurse educators, lecturers, head of department, please, I beg of you, when you are looking for partners in your research as a principal investigator, look for those subordinates for the clinical setting. They can get you enough data, and when you bring them in, put them as one of your co-author. Things will work accordingly. Let's stop being a data collector and let us be a researcher as ourselves. Doctors should not come and use my data and become a professor and I remain SNN, SRN, RNN, or whatever as the case may be. Like I earlier mentioned, there's a nurse in the house, and that's the area of mentorship. And so I was full of life when I used to see that lady on nursing ward, no nursing now. Her name is Nurse Mary, lecture room. I wish we need to celebrate this young lady. Others are doing some marvelous work, but this lady, you will see her with just like a lecture attended yesterday about IBES. You see her smiling, always try to give, are you okay? Those are the kind of people we should encourage before she find her way out of this shop. We have so many potential. So mentoring and coaching has been a challenge in nursing. It's a great threat. We can talk from now till tomorrow. Action is always the problem. I'm not a professor. I've not finished my PhD, but I find myself in this platform as a vice president of West African College of Nursing. I thank God for the mentorship I got from my mama from West Africa, most especially from Lagos, Ogun. And I must tell you tonight openly, Dr. Ekanem has been a good mentor to me. She might be surprised tonight. When we met in 2011, we continued the 2012. She said, Shola, you just have to. She gave me an assignment. I completed it. Before you know, I said, who is this lady? And she wants to get results. Those are the mentors we are looking for. I have another mentor in Lagos State, but let me not go far. I'm rounding up because I must quote, and by this quote from Rogers of 1970. Professional practice in nursing seek to promote symphonic interaction between man and environment. To do what? To strengthen the conference and integrity of the human field, and to redirect patterning of human environment field for realization of maximum health potentials. I want to thank you this evening for the opportunity given to me. God bless you.
Thank you very much, ma. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so excited to be part of this program this night. It's not just a gainsay. It has really shown to me that yes, there are still some people in nursing in Nigeria that wanted good for us. But it's unfortunate that 80% are the people who don't want to drive this nursing forward in Nigeria. But I know with much effort from people like you and others, I'm too glad, I'm too sure that it will work for all of us. Thank you for also being a senior school colleague from UCH. Thank you for everything that we have been doing. One thing I just want all of us to know is that you have picked the point, you have nailed it. Our training in Nigeria is bad. Our training in nursing in Nigeria is bad until there is a change. There may not be a sustainable improvement. But I pray that things will change very soon. So quickly, because of our time, let me move to Dr. Mrs. Comfort Ekanem. Are you still on, ma'am? Dr. Mrs. Ekanem. Dr. Mrs. Ekanem, are you still on? Okay. If she's not on, according to the responsibility given to me tonight, is for me to look at what we have been able to do now, and also ask some questions from the panelists, because the panelists must be able to at least answer some questions that are bordering on what we need to do. Please, my co-host, kindly unmute Dr. Mrs. Ekanem so she can round up her presentation. Please, Dr. Mrs. Ekanem, if you can hear me, please just raise your hand in the itemized.
Okay, I'm here now.
Ma. Thank you very much, ma. Please, ma, kindly help us to round up
yes, please.
As short as possible, ma. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, I'm here to round up, and it's good that I'm coming at this point, that we have heard the weakness, the opportunity, and the threat. And then I've seen the chart that has been running through. Now, the essence of this meeting to change the image of nursing is not the same thing. It's for us to leave this room and go and take action. What are the actions we are to take? Number one, we have agreed that we need to change the image. Starting from this night, can we start changing the image? Number two, the strength we have is that nursing is a profession. Can we start acting as a profession like any other profession? Number three is that we have the West African College of Nursing, so at advantage. Can West African College of Nursing stand up and say we are ready to change the image? I thank God for this meeting. West African College of Nursing is collaborating, and then we are here today. Number four, we have experienced retired nurses. Can we start using them? Number three, we have nurses that are politicians, and nurses whose husbands are also politicians, governors, commissioners. Can we start making use of that? We have relations are in the House of Senate. Can we start making use of them? We have relations of assembly. These are our strengths. We also have nurses that are scientists, researchers, publishers. Can we start publishing the rebranding of nursing image? Can we start making the noise and telling people that we are no more that same nurses again? Now, can we, those of us who are the clinical areas, can we start being friendly with our patients? Can we start selling the image to them and tell them, look, nurses are your friends? Police will say, police are your friends. Nurses are your friends. Can we start showing them love so that when they go out there, they will speak well of us? Then another issue here is that we have Grace, Emilia Iwu, and the likes in the diaspora. They are our strengths. Can we leverage on them? It's high time we stop game blaming. Now, after this meeting, we have to go and start taking around the image of nursing. We have nurses in the academia. Can we make use of them? Can they also make use of their positions? They are professors. They rub bands with other singing the story of nurses. Can they start portraying nursing in life? We also have nurses that have diversified to other professions, reading other courses. Can they also use that platform to rebrand nursing? We have the nursing code of conduct, the nursing ethics. These are strengths that we should use to rebrand nursing. So we must consciously interact with members of the public. We must stop blaming ourselves and we must stop asking for help, but rather we have to let them know that we need them, we love them. Let's start selling our products. What product do we have? We are the largest number of professionals in the healthcare industry. We are the ones that stays with the patient from morning till night, 24 hours, 247. Can we start selling that? Those are our strengths. Let's use it and make noise. Let the people know that we are very, very important. In fact, in a primary health center, you rarely see a doctor. You rarely see the pharmacist. You rarely see a medical lab scientist. The nurses are the ones running the primary healthcare center. So can we start telling that without us, the community may not have good healthcare? Can we start leveraging on those strengths? Now, I know that we have a lot of things. Nurses are not doing that, nurses are not doing it. The good things that nurses have been doing, those are our strengths. We saw Florence Nightingale. She wasn't in the era of ICT, she wasn't in the era of technology. What was she doing? She just stayed by the bedside of the patient, stayed by the bedside of the wounded soldiers, and she was cleaning their wounds, she was petting them, she was being concerned with them. So that ABC tiny things is our strength. They're our strength. Let's start using them. Can the serving nurses be more serious with whatever they are doing? Can we know that now from today we are speaking in one voice? Whether you are a professional, an academia, whether you are a clinician, anywhere you find yourself, whether you are a nurse administrator, no, there is no more dichotomy. We are one. We are here to rebrand nursing. We are here to raise the hand of nursing. The year of the nurse, well, fine, good. Even this pandemic, coronavirus, COVID-19, is a more of our strength. The whole world, I watched everywhere, they were clapping for nurses. People came out of their homes, they were giving nurses. Can we leverage on that and start making noise? I know very well that when it comes to contribution of money, we shy away. This is the time to use the media. We made mistake in crossing Akwa Ibom, all the beautiful interventions we've done in this COVID-19. We say there is no money for us to go to the media. A lot of people don't know what we have done. Can we start leveraging on the media? Thank God for today. Thank God for the people that are here. Rebranding of nursing should start with the curriculum. The School of Nursing or School of Nursing all over the country is our strength. Let's go back to the curriculum. Let's put rebranding there. Let's start to teach the younger nurses how to be assertive. Let's start to teach them that they must take the leadership role in the healthcare industry. It's not when issue comes up, we run, we go to the back bench. No. Having said all this, please, nursing is a profession that I'm very proud of. I'm always in the midst of doctors, lecturing them and mentoring them. And when they hear Dr. Miseka, they say, oh, you're a medical doctor. I said, no, I will not say I'm a nurse. I say, I'm a nurse. They say, oh, wow, you're a nurse? And then that's how they will feel like. I review their proposals. I teach them research methodologies. The same with radiologists, the same with medical lab scientists. But I'm a nurse and we are keeping quiet. We have a lot of potentials in the house. Please, I want to say, we may not have time to take all the questions, but that nurse, the retired nurse, the professionals, the doctor nurse, the a professor nurse, the RN nurse, the RM nurse, the student nurse that are listening to me today, from tomorrow, we have to put on the social media, WhatsApp, a place of work. Let's carry placards. Let's rebrand. Let's say nursing profession has been rebranded. We are rebranding nursing. The rebranding starts with you. The change of image of nursing starts with me. Thank you very much, and God bless all of us.
Thank you very much, ma'am, Dr. Mrs. Comfort Kanem. You all have spoken beautifully well. Now, please, this session will soon be closed, and that is why I want my co-host to start picking people's questions. We want to do a brief interaction and close for the day. So please, if you have any question, just type it out. The co-host will see it, and they will jot it down for me to read. Now, as a contribution from me, I have seen that nursing that has been said here are things that a little boy like me in nursing had been able to see, observe, witness, suffer in, and still suffering. However, recently, Josiah at the nursing group admin said he had become a born again. And why did he say so? There are so many battering of nursing image that he felt sometimes makes him weep for the profession. Who are the people to fight this cause? Now, Dr. Grace Ogeho Enoma, I hope you're still online, ma. Please, ma, I want you to please, you have said a lot about United States of America. Who are the statutory bodies to ensure that nursing image is rebranded? We, the followers, are ready to put in our best. To the glory of God, today, I run about 4 radio programs, and I had never for once told anybody I'm a doctor. If you call me online and say, sorry, I'll tell you I'm a nurse. And a lot of people say a lot of things. I say, you're a nurse, you're a nurse. But who are the statutory bodies to ensure that nursing image is rebranded? That's number one question from me. Number two question is that there are some policies, recent policies that have been brought into nursing. Dr. Mrs. Grace Ogeho Enoma, given United States of America and United Kingdom as example, are talking about the issue of this license, community license nursing and community license midwives. Please, ma'am, what did you see concerning those issues? Thank you. I want to hear from you, ma'am.
Thank you. And I want to thank, oh my God, the great speakers tonight. And I can feel the energy in the house, and I know we're going to do something about which body is responsible for the image, changing the image of nursing. Here, I would say that there are multiple organizations, but most especially ANA, American Nursing Association, has done a great job. I think one of the things that they did that really helped nursing a few years ago was they came up with what we call the magnet program. The magnet recognition program is to recognize institutions that promote nursing excellence. Nursing excellence. And for your institution to get that award, you have to show that nursing is the key. Your number of nurses with BSN has to be about 50% or higher. Nurses have to be represented in the strategic planning for the institution. So nursing is everywhere. And so, because if you look at patient care, especially in the hospital, patients go to the hospital for nursing care, not for doctor's care. If they need doctor's care, they go to the clinic over here. They don't go to the hospital. They go to the clinic, they see the doctor, they go home. But when they need 24-hour care, nursing is there. So they are there. So when doctor performs surgery and they leave, the surgeon leaves, who is the patient left with? With nurses. So I'd rather have nurses that are intelligent, that are competent, that are skillful to care for that patient who had just come out from surgery than to have the best surgeon who just perform and leave. So ANA capitalized on that to make sure that nursing was being profiled in a scientific way. So ANA has done a great job with that, with the nursing excellence. So we boast about it. Do you work in a magnet institution? You know, so, and the hospital, they flag it up, the Center for Nursing Excellence. For the nursing that is at bedside is a scientist. So they are proud to have competent, qualified nurses. So the ANA has done so well. I think what I see the difference between NAM and ANA is that ANA represents all nursing specialties. We have different specialties here. You have the leadership specialty, you have the critical care specialty, but they all belong to ANA. In Nigeria, we are having, oh, I'm a graduate nurse, or I'm not a graduate nurse. So that dichotomy is creating friction that is not making us move forward. Other organization that has really helped the branding is also institutions, because institution here is competition. Right now, I work for New York Presbyterian Queens. We are now #1 in Queens Hospital, so it's proud. It's a pride to work in the best hospital, and we are #4 in the nation. So we're already strategizing to find out how we can beat the other 3 institutions that are #1, #2, #3. We are #4. We had a meeting today. The first thing they did now is not about, oh, you are a nurse. It's about patient focus. We no longer call our nurse managers. We call them clinical directors. We change the word nurse managers, clinical directors, because the patient is the focus. Patient care services. So we focus on the patient. We have to move away from nursing, because what I see also in Nigeria is that, oh, we are fighting about for us. Oh, nursing, you know, they go on strike because it's for nursing. Who is fighting for the patient? It has to be patient focused. And that was why recently in NANA, what we did was to focus on primary healthcare centers. We'll go to rural areas, adopt primary health center, revamp it, you know, structure it, give a new, and people were looking, who is doing this? It's not the politician, no, it's Nigerian nurses. So we put the Nigerian nurses have revamped this healthcare center. That's promoting the image of nursing. And you have to say nursing in all, nursing in everything. I know in that video that JJ shared, people were upset that, oh, they said nurses is a gate man. Yes, I'm a nurse, I'm a gate man with a difference. Because as a gate man nurse, when you come in, I'll be able to triage you. You know, so I will turn it around for the profession. So we have to see in everything, instead of being upset and blaming, we need to see the opportunity in it. Seeing nursing in everything will help us. So that is one with the policy. Now you asked about the community health nursing. I think it's a different structure. Here we have nursing assistant on the unit. Though we're moving from nursing assistant to patient care technicians right now, because we want them to draw blood to help the nurses. Because our focus is nursing assessment. We want a nurse to be able to see that patient condition is changing and bring help to that patient right away. So we have nursing assistants that help the patient. But in Nigeria, we don't have that, because again, they will capitalize on it, which was happening in America before with the licensed practical nurse and also the nurses. There was a big fight between the LPN or vocational nurse and the registered nurse. So what they now did, again, ANA, make it that nurses are the only body that can assess the patient. So ANA cannot assess. So if these community healthcare workers, they can assist, but it's not under the supervision of a registered nurse or a registered midwife. So you could have community, this is my own opinion, community healthcare workers, because nurses need help, you can't do it all. However, the fear is that Nigerians will capitalize, especially the politicians, instead of hiring nurses, now they will not hire the community health extension worker. I think that's what people are
God bless
doing.
you.
But if we make it that the community healthcare workers cannot work without a nurse supervising them, because that was again right what we did with the LPN. You cannot work with a licensed practical nurse without a nurse supervising that LPN. So the LPN is there to assist the nurse. You have to do dressing. You have a patient that is on a ventilator. The LPN could do that task. But the professional nurse bring in what? Assessment into it. And that is what makes a difference. So even if a licensed practical nurse or the community health nurse take vital signs, taking vital signs is a task, but interpreting that vital signs is the professional nursing. A nurse should be able to differentiate, which means there's a scope of practice. There's a delineation in this scope of practice. Because what I see, we keep fighting. Oh, the doctors are fighting us, the LPN. I still remember when nurses refused to go to the community during Ransom Kuti at that time, when they wanted midwives to go to the community. They refused to go, and that is why we have community health extension workers. So, but now we are fighting that, oh, they're taking our position. No, they're not taking your position. Nothing is nothing. In a healthcare center where you have community extension, there is the scope of practice. They can't do what nurses do. Nurses is the person that can do what assessment. And then based on your assessment, you come up with your diagnosis and you bring help to that patient. If we do not take it, don't look at it from that holistic perspective, we'll continue to fight everybody and then we lose the battle. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for this eye-opening information you have given us. We also want the major people, major stakeholders, the NAM and the North American to critically look into this. These are one of the concerns of nursing group admin, that there is no clear-cut rules and regulations guiding this LP license, community licensed nurses and community licensed midwives. There is nothing. And nursing council must look critically into it so that they will know what they are expected to do and when they are expected to do them. Now, my next question is to Mrs. Salome Tor. Hello, ma, are you there? Ms. Salome Tor. Please, ma, my question for you is that I'm also a registered public health nurse, but my major pain is concerning the PHC, primary health care. What are the efforts of your own association in ensuring that nurses are not seen as second fiddles in the primary health care? Ma, Dr. Mrs. Grace Ogeho, please, ma, I want to highlight something.
Thank you very much.
Hello, ma. Please hold on, ma.
Okay.
Hold on, ma. Let me just clarify something with Dr. Mrs. Ogeho Enoma. NAM is the umbrella body of all other associations in Nigeria. As a mental health nurse today, I belong to Association of Psychiatric Nurses of Nigeria. I also belong to NAM. NAM is the one that would even get the largest share of the money before sharing to others. So, as Anna is to America, so is NAM to Nigeria. We only need to just please appeal to our leaders to take their responsibilities for being elected and do the right thing. So please, Mrs. Salome Tor, please, ma'am, your answer, ma'am, your response.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, I'm very happy that our colleague in the diaspora touched a little about the situation we find ourselves in the country right now as the position of the public health nurse in primary health care. You know, when the house is cracked, there is a room for entrance of the enemy. And that is exactly what happened during the days of Ransom Kuti. And as it happened, so many things evolves, and it appeared as if our leaders as at then were sleeping, because where the policies were being, made subsequently, there was no representation of any nurse. There were so many policies that came up on tax shifting, where nurses were even compared to go and train these community health extension workers with their skills, transferring knowledge to them to be able to manage the PSC. Now, there is no, hope is not lost. Like I said before, right now, the battle is still on. During my leadership, we have made a lot of advocacies to the management of primary health care in Nigeria, the NPHCDA, and other very important stakeholders. And currently, as I speak to you, we have identified some friends of nurses at the National Assembly. It will interest you that without law, no matter how we make noise, we will not get it right. There was a last month specific, I think on the 23rd of July, there was a public hearing on the amendment of the Act establishing primary health care under National Primary Health Care Development Agency. And the National Assembly called for memorandum of understanding. And the nursing, National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives constituted a committee which was one of the, and we look at that bill. Same leadership of now encouraged different groups of nurses, public health nurses, mental health nurses, nurses that have anything to do with services in primary health care to come up with their write-up. And we all submitted this, and we made a presentation at the National Assembly. It will interest you to know that the bill constituting that NPHCDA right from the governing board has no representation from training institutions for nurses. There is a representation from Nursing and Midwifery Council, there is from NAM, and then from colleges of colleges of health technology who train the community health extension workers. There was no representative from Department of Nursing, from the universities, for principals of schools of nursing and midwifery. And then there was also an amendment that was proposed to include the components of primary health, to include the definition and components of prospects. We holistically look at our polyvalent nurses. They are trained completely in primary healthcare components. When you come to the training of public health nurses, you have maternal and child health, you have nutrition, you have environmental sanitation, you have, name them, all the components of primary health care. The public health nurse is trained in it after being a nurse or a midwife or a psychiatric nurse before you now become a trained fully in primary health care. So we made our input in all those. We are following up, my brother. Our hope is not lost. And we believe that by the time we have more friends of ours pushing our issues, I'm sure we are going to get it right. Right now, as we are on this show, one of the honorables from National Assembly joined this meeting. I don't want to disclose his name, but he's right here on this meeting. They are there and they want to support us to bring out the image of nursing. So we have started and we are going to follow up and see to the end of what is going to profit the profession. So it is not late. It is good that we have started now. And by the grace of God on our side, we will move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Let me, on behalf of the organizers of this program, appreciate the efforts of that person you mentioned. Yes. Sir or ma, we really appreciate the fact that you saw some things good in nursing in Nigeria and you are ready to put in your best to assist us. What I want to know, sir or ma, is the fact that you will never regret helping us because we need this assistance as much as possible to ensure that policies are made to strengthen nursing in Nigeria. It is because we don't have policy to strengthen this profession, that's why we are at the level that we are in. So please, that's your good heart that you have brought here today. Please, don't just hear us today and forget about us. Please hear us, stand by us, and help us to achieve our aims and objectives. Tomorrow, let me also say that this program is still continuing tomorrow. It's also going to be a wonderful time tomorrow. We've had a beautiful sessions this evening, and I can tell you that it is awesome. It is awesome. I just don't know what to qualify it with, but I can just simply say it is awesome. It is awesome to be in the midst of very senior colleagues who are vast in so many things, who have seen so many good and bad side of nursing, but still believe that nursing must progress. God bless all of you. Now it is time for us to look at people to give some people the opportunity of asking their questions, because all what I've seen have been saying.
Sorry.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Thank you very
much.
Considering our time, just 3 minutes to 10.
Okay.
And I was taken aback again. In fact, I was flabbergasted to see my people still keeping to their phone. 3 hours? Yes. No, we are ready to make a change. So many names. I'm happy. Having our Mama Ofi came and left shortly after. But a word is what I'm passing across to us. That today's nursing, we are no more compassionate. We need to be more compassionate. Today's nurses, we are not ready to leave our money to do something. We want to see what can I gain from that. Today's nurses, we are not ready to go and ask Dr. Grace, go and ask Dr. Professor Emily. And sometimes she was working, these people are working for HVN or something. They were using their money to do something. Today, see where they are. Please, it's not about what can I get, it's what we can give. And I believe the numbers I'm seeing here are ready to give something to turn the situation around. And let me quickly tell us that, please, some of our colleagues are currently undergoing programs. That's one of the identified threats. The program we are going through to upgrade yourself to master level, to PhD level, they are encouraging, they are good. They are going to turn nursing around. But when you are doing it, where were you? I have a case of so many of them will be on 2 days for the training or for their lecture, but for 2 weeks you won't see them at their clinical setting. Who is mentoring the younger ones? Is a take home for us to consider. However, I want to say at this point that West African College of Nursing is having a training with WHO. We have is a train the trainer kind of, we started, but if you want to join now, please, you have opportunity to join, and they have been encouraged. It involves 8 or 9 countries. Whenever we put this thing on the platform, I want to say a very big thank you to every participant in the house.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. We are grateful, ma'am. Please, guys, one Mrs. Olorun Tegbe, please, you have the floor now.
That's my leader, Olorun Tegbe.
Olorun Tegbe, okay.
Yeah.
Well, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, I'm so delighted to be on this platform. And I want to thank God for the life of my sister, Mrs. Aketi, and Dr. Mrs. Ekanem, and other organizers. I'm retired, but not tired. And I also have some of our colleagues that we have retired nurse administrators healthcare initiative, which was founded in 2017. And even presently, I learned there is another body, retired nurse leaders. So I want to say that we are with you in this journey to ensure that nursing is rebranded, and also to change the image of nursing. A lot has been said really, and I want to absolutely agree with the contribution of the speakers, but sometimes we say a lot of things that the implementation becomes a problem. And that was why in one of my comments, I said, whatever decisions we are going to agree today, all hands must be on deck to actually ensure that whatever resolutions we have resolved today, we actually make sure we implement them. Nothing Nurses of these days are no longer compassionate, as somebody said. All they want is just to wear the uniform and bear the name of nursing. In the olden days when we were practicing nursing, we give all it takes. We give our life to it. We are so compassionate that sometimes we don't even remember to eat our food that we take to work. The patients are the focus. So, but maybe the things that is affecting other professionals are the things that is affecting nursing. But nursing, I want to believe, is quite different from other professionals. So I want to encourage the young ones that are coming up. Let us make sure that we change the image of nursing. The government has its part to play. We as nurses, we as leaders of nursing, so that we don't even see even the young ones as threats. They are, even if they have better knowledge than we do, we must work together with them. We must, as much as possible, learn from one another. Somebody said look down syndrome. Yes, it is going on in nursing, and it shouldn't be so. If you see anybody that is contributing meaningfully to nursing, let us embrace them. Let us talk to ourselves so that we can change the image and attitude of nursing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mama. Thank you. God bless you, Ma. I appreciate the fact that you said you are retired but not tired. I pray that the Almighty God will continue to strengthen you. You will not regret coming into nursing in Jesus' name.
Yes.
One thing I just want to also say is that let me just read out brief things about what will happen tomorrow. Opening speech is by Professor Samson Ackman, fellow West African College of Nursing, and other duty. There's going to be special training session tomorrow. Please, I want to beg a lot of us on this platform now that waited to this time to ensure that we get the contact of one or two director of nursing in every state to join this webinar tomorrow. I would have been very, very glad. We have a lot of director of nursing services on board today, and also have another set the head of school of nursing, principals, and all the rest on this program this evening to listen to what people are going through, to see how they are bastardizing the emotions of some nurses, to see how they have frustrated a lot of beautiful minds in nursing away from their goal and aspiration for nursing. And if we're able to do that, it's going to be very, very nice for all of us to now come together and ensure that nursing in Nigeria moves forward. We are here saying it, but we need to practice it. And I wish all of us are able to do that today and do that always. So I don't know if there's any other person that is also okay. I also want to please appeal to any one of us who we are unable to pick their questions today, that we have extended the time as well spent, and a lot of us need to really move and do some other things. However,
what time tomorrow?
The time, I think the time still remains 7 p.m. The time still remains 7 p.m. as commencement time.
Okay.
And yes, our arrival is still 6:30. Then the program starts immediately by 7 p.m. with our nurses anthem. Then we start and kick and move on very fast. Tonight, it has been a beautiful and wonderful time with all of us. But one thing I want all of us to do is that I hope we are going home today with one thing or the other, assessing individuals, assessing ourselves, and asking ourselves, what have you as an individual contributed into ensuring that nursing image in Nigeria is laundered perfectly? If you are able to pick one question and you are able to answer in affirmative, then we have been able to do the best for our profession. Nursing needs all of us. Most really, nursing Nigeria needs a lot of us to function maximally. I wish all of us a beautiful and glorious night. I pray that it shall be well with all of us, and we are going to enjoy our nights, and tomorrow shall be a brand new day for us. Thank you very much. God bless all of us. I don't know, we didn't start with prayer. I don't know whether we can end with prayer. So please, I want to invite Miss Bilikis to give us a closing prayer. Mrs. Bilikis Adeleye, are you there? Mrs. Bilikis, is she there? Okay, if she's not there, let our mommy, Mrs. Olorun
Tegbe.
Mrs. Olorun Tegbe, to give us a closing prayer.
Father, in Jesus' name,
amen.
Our Lord and our God, eternal rock of ages, we bless your name for the opportunity you have given to us this night. We return all the glory to you, even for the contributions of everyone, gearing towards improving the image of our noble profession. Lord, we return all glory to you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Lord, as we are closing tonight to resume tomorrow, we pray that you bless and keep each and every one of us to your glory in the name of Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for answer prayer, for we are prayed in Jesus' name.
Lord, amen. Thank you very much, ma. I remember I'm humble self, a member of the nursing group at me, and legal leadership great bunch. My stage name is MC Boom. Good night, everybody.
Okay, good night. Bye.
Action, but the referee would
Ọlọ́run tó gbé àìlè mi.
Meeting all last for 3 hours.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Good night. Ọlọ́run ti gbé ẹ̀ka lé máa.
Ẹ máa kálẹ̀ o.
Ẹ kújọ́ mẹ́ta mà.
Àlàáfíà ni o.
A dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run mà.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ o.
Yes ma.
Olúwa wà pẹ̀lú wa o.
Àmín mà.
Thanks so much o. Good night.
Yeah, good night ma. Ó dàárọ̀ mà.
Pẹ̀lẹ́ sà.
Yes ma.
That's fine.
Good night. Good night.
I'm working on that.
Right,
Good night.
Night. Oh.
It's just that for some reason,
What?
something. I already wrote out of this damn thing and my phone is still on. Jessica, will you leave?
Oh, then boom. That's a call. You didn't call me. And I asked my mommy, did you put anything on fire? Let her get inside the room.
Exactly.
Oh, Eva, go inside.